So for colic, this came from an old-fashioned doctor. My daughter used to be a spew daughter, a spew baby. She'd throw up projectile vomit. She also had other things like a pinched vagus nerve and stuff like that. I found out later on. But the old-fashioned doctor said, for one thing, he said, these women feed these babies all the time. He said they don't have enough hydrochloric acid to digest the food all the time. And he also said that a baby, when it sucks on its hand, sometimes it's hungry and sometimes it's colic. And if you keep adding food there, it's just going to make it worse. If it can't digest the food from the first time, if you add more in there, it's not going to digest more, which made a lot of sense to me. So what I did is I would feed my daughter no closer than 2 hours. I would hold her and hug her as she like sucked in her hand, laid her on her belly and pat her, to see if they're getting gas out and stuff like that. But that helped a lot. Now, by too often, we're talking about no closer than 2 hours. If the baby just goes sip, sip and stops, don't count that as a feeding. But if she's nursed enough that you think that she's had quite a bit, then I wouldn't feed them right away if they have a lot of colic. Also, the same doctor said, whatever you do, don't have people passing around like a football. He says, if you get puppies, they tell you not to handle puppies too much because it can make them get sick. And he says, well, babies are the same way. So hold your babies and pat them, but you know how people just seriously, the baby just make rounds. And that's not as good as just one or two people holding the baby. The pristine gut, the mother should take probiotics like we said earlier, and food enzymes might help too. Capnip and fennel for the baby. And this is really important. Tara and I disagree on this, but I found this to be true. Onions, garlic, chocolate, broccoli, cabbage, and cauliflower produce milk that it's hard for the baby to digest, and it can cause some more colic tendencies. Okay.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Oh, okay. Kind of went blank on me. Donna's saying something like, she says, I heard of cabbage leaves to stop lactating, and then her next comment is, I use oil mixtures for mastitis, blend 1 to 8 drops of Roman chamomile, 8 drops of lavender, 3 drops of cypress, and a teaspoon of carrier mixed together, put on the breast and also under the arm. It's 2 times a day. And then she gives a second blend.
I have never, ever heard of any of the people I suggest cabbage to tell me that it dries out their milk. I just never have heard that. So if it happens, I don't think it happens very often.
Is there any reason where the mother would need to dump the milk?
Oh yeah, if the mother drinks alcohol, she takes any medication, she should dump her milk, because if not, it goes right to the baby. Have you ever heard of cabbage causing the milk to dry up?
I've never heard of cabbage to dry up milk, no.
No, I've never heard that either.
Doesn't mean it won't.
Sometimes the baby will get acid reflux. I've had mothers actually tell me that the doctors had put their babies on Prevacid, which is just unbelievably stupid. So what I suggest the mother does is to gently massage the stomach down, and you would do it with 2 fingers like you would do a cat, not hard, but just a little down like that, and then halfway between the baby's hip bone and the belly button, right where the ileocecal valve is, massage that with 2 fingers too. And then in between feedings, give the baby a slippery elm. We did this for Derek, and we gave him slippery elm, and we put catnip and fennel in there. It was just a couple of weeks, and he didn't have any more acid reflux at all.